I'll give him. I'll shoot it from that side.
The moment has come.
The moment has come, hasn't it, Miss Goals?
Yes, it has.
Well, this is it. This is the paint job. I'll bring the fork out in a second, also. But here's what we did, and a lot went into doing this paint job. I would say, if I were to rank this paint job myself, I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10. I mean, it came out really well and better than I expected it to actually come out, but there was a lot of things that went wrong. Okay, so this is pretty much everything that I think I'm going to need to do this bicycle frame paint job. Starting from the left, we have just the miscellaneous stuff over there, razor blades, masking tape, some glazing spot putty, and then up in the left side here we have a can of primer. So I will be using a rattle can for the primer, but the rest of the paint down here, we have basically this is the automotive paint that I purchased, and I have two different colors. That's these two cans here. Then I have the reducer if I need it, and then the activator. Sandpaper, which I picked up today at the hardware store, 600, some 320. I want to sand down the primer and get it really smooth before we actually lay down the paint. And then back here I've got 3 boxes. That is the these are filters here for filtering your paint into your spray gun. And then back there, that little box, that's just a metal rack to hold the filters while you're pouring the paint into the paint gun. Now this is the paint gun here. This is a high volume, low pressure paint gun. This is a really affordable option. This paint gun came with a regulator. It was $29. The one that did not have the regulator was $16. I decided to purchase the regulator version because I was watching some YouTube videos on how to do paint, and they say that you really need to get a regulator on the pressure line to control your air pressure. I will be using an air compressor. I have a 30 gallon, I think, or a 25 gallon tank, 29 gallon tank. 3 horsepower at 8.5 CFM. So in theory, it should be adequate for what I'm doing. I won't be running a continuous paint like on a car, so I won't need to worry too much about the pressure side, and I probably should have enough volume to keep me going without having to stop and wait. I'm sure some of you out there are curious to know how much did this cost to do it, and I haven't yet totaled up everything, and if you include all the tools, the spray gun, the air compressor, I purchased a used air compressor. It needed to be repaired, so I ended up having to fix it. That it's very difficult to total it all up, but I will say this, it definitely will cost less to have it professionally powder coated, but I did this so that I could have something unique and something that would have more character in the end. So that's why I decided to do it, as well as learning some new skill along the way. Okay. Is it wet still?
Oh.
I would check the paper here. I'm gonna call it done as far as the paint job goes. I spent a lot of time wet sanding and kind of cleaning up some of the mistakes that I made. And no matter how much I keep working on it, I feel like there would be no end in sight. So I'm going to call it done for now. And what I want to do is I want to start putting my decals on. And let's take a look. So if you guys recall, we're going to call this bike the West County. So let's go ahead and put this up here. We're going to call this the West County. And it's the 420. You might be wondering why we called it the 420 if you just checked in on this video. We're calling this the West County 420 because this has 420 millimeter long chain stays, and that was to fit a 35 plus or minus size tire on here and still have clearance between the seat tube and the tire, but also to make enough clearance here in the chainstay area for that fatter tire. And not only is it the 420, but it's also, oh well, my tape got screwed up. It's also the 01, and that's because this is my very first bicycle frame. I made this frame over the past month or so, maybe longer, and it was the first bicycle frame I ever made. And I made a bunch of videos about it, so if you're interested, you can check through my my library of videos and you can watch me building this frame. But basically it's a steel frame with lug construction. I used silver to braze it all together. I also made a fork, and I'll be showing you guys all that too. And some of the unique features of this frame I'll talk about. But for this video, what I want to do is just talk about the paint job, because in the last video we made, I talked about wanting to do a paint job myself. And so here's what it looks like. There was a lot of challenges associated with it. Oh, but before we get into that, one more thing. We also have a title for this bike. And this is going to be the Henry Wildberry West County 420-01. Okay, so now that we covered that, I want to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that I faced while painting this bike frame. Now, this was my very first custom paint job on a bike frame, and the first time maybe the second time actually, that I've used a spray gun, an air compressor and a spray gun, and used automotive paint. I did do that years and years ago I had a car that had a fender that needed to be repainted. And I painted it myself back then, but that was at least 25 years ago. So since then, I haven't really done any painting like this. So I learned a lot. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there on how to use automotive paint, how to get a good finish. And I got a lot of people who sent me private. Is it recording?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the battery died, so we lost a little bit there. But basically, and now I'm putting the decals on. But I tried to take into consideration as much information I was able to find, and I got a lot of private messages from people who offered a lot of tips and suggestions. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody for doing that. Thank you very much. And so anyway, I basically, I'm calling it done. It's not perfect. It's okay. And you know, this bike will be ridden, so it's gonna have a lot of, you know, scratches and rock chips and all that stuff anyway. So I figured, you know what, let's just do it. So now I'm putting the decals on. I've got the West County up here, the 01, and now I'm doing the Henry Wildberry for the down tube. So let's pull this off. So it's a little sticky.
It's a little sticky still.
Yeah, so what we'll do is I was going to pull off the mask here, but since it's still a little sticky, I want to wait till this afternoon.
Okay.
But this is a good chance to see what it's looking like. The color is not as dark as I was hoping for, but it's dark. It's not, you know, royal blue, but it's a little on the...
Oh, it looks like the seat stays.
Yeah, it looks like I got a little... Oh, a miss right there, huh? Dang. I might have to spray those a little more. Look at that. So the hard part was that I struggled with painting it inside the shop here, the shed, and getting enough ventilation. I couldn't see very well. It was really dark. And then I wasn't getting any of the bugs. So then I thought, well, this is good, but I can't see what I'm doing, and I was missing a lot of stuff, and the spray in there just got overwhelming. So I was like, I'm going to go back and do it outside. But then you get more bugs. And I have a few spots, looks like I have to finish. I don't know what this looks really good. Got a couple bugs here. Good. I was hoping it would look a little more gold around the lettering.
Pretty. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool.
Does
The
it?
Henry Wildberry, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we just gotta take that down. Anyway, this is actually 01 for my first frame. This is my very first frame, so that's why I called it 01. So in theory, there's room for 10, up to 99. I could build 99 frames. I've left room for up to 99 frames. I doubt I'll ever make that many, but you know, who knows. Okay, let's show them the fork. You guys want to see the fork? And then we can put it up on the bike too. So here's the fork. Purple fork blades, blue, dark blue fork crown. And I guess I can, you want to hold that end up? Yeah, and then I can put it on here so we can get an idea what this might look like. So, there it is.
Wildberry 01.
Just doing a little overview shot here. And, the purple almost matches your shirt.
It does.
It's kind of close to my other. It's like very similar to my other
It
purple
is.
sweater. which we found out was blue and red.
Yeah.
A blend of blue and red thread,
yeah,
which
we
turned
thought
out to look purple.
Yep. Thought it was
So-
purple thread, but it wasn't. Is that, if you look really close at that sweater, is it red and blue? Like, are the threads red and blue so we see purple? Because doesn't red and blue make purple?
Yeah, it is red. You can see red
So-
threads in there if you stare close
Yeah.
enough, and you see blue threads.
So it's not purple threads, it's red and blue threads, which make it look purple.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what this is.
That's what that is. And then when we put the red,
But I put this color and blue together, and the red lettering for
yeah,
the.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
We got
Oh
red
my
lettering
gosh,
and
that's
blue,
so
which makes purple.
Funny.
So all the colors go together.
Yeah, it all goes together.
And nature knows that because that's why the berries are that color.
That's right. Give some detail of the paint. Not a perfect paint job. You know, I can see there's like a little bit of orange peel in there still. But I worked on it a lot. I mean, I've sanded and buffed and polished. It's pretty good. You can kind of see if I get the light reflecting on it. You can see a little orange peel in here. But it looks okay. You know, I would give it a, like I said, I think overall paint job, probably a 7. But on a bicycle frame, it'll look good with all the silver and whatever.
Yeah. You didn't have like a studio to paint in, so there were some challenges. There's some challenges.
Yeah, I remember that
This
I got
was-
a couple bugs that landed on it and stuff
Yeah.
while I was painting. But it all came out in the end.
Came out really nice.
Ta-da! We still have yet to ride it, so we don't want to celebrate yet. Gotta ride it first. But yeah, cool. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you in the next video.